Happy New Year. I wish all of us the best of 2023 and beyond. My briefings to the President is a regular briefing, quarterly briefing. I brief Mr. President on the activities and finances of the agency, that is National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, in the third quarter, July to September 2022. The briefing is therefore in two forms: activities and finances. And for you, let me say that we briefed the President that in 2022, as a result of the amendment of Financial Act in June by the National Assembly, what is budgeted for Naseni is 44,564,737,089 naira, which is a reduction of 20.5% of what was earlier appropriated. Earlier on, it was 56,143,507,135 that was appropriated. Now, in the third quarter, that is July to September 2022, a total of 9,162,796,764 naira was received. You know, the Naseni allocation is from baseline charge. And this allocation is actually what is estimated to be 1% of federal government share of federation account. That is what is appropriated for Naseni. What is estimated to be federal government share of, that is 1% of what is estimated to be federal government share of federation account. Then a sum of 1,223,700 naira 437, 1,228,700,437 naira 12 kobo was also received within the period as Federal Inland Revenue Service FRS industrial levy collection for Naseni. So far, up to the end of the third quarter, Federal Inland Revenue Service has remitted 2,356,942,441 naira as industrial levy. However, our expenditure does not cover this amount, which is in a dedicated levy collection account, because the amount has not been appropriated. So out of the 9,162,796,763 I say we receive in third quarter, it is also for capital and recurrent expenditures. Out of these, 6,837,238,828 is still outstanding as at September, end of September, as unspent fund. However, in total, as at the end of September, The total funds received as baseline charge as appropriated is 35,610,190,719 naira. 35,610,190,719 naira. This represents about 80% of what is appropriated, out of which 28 billion 772 million 951,890 naira has been utilized, again leaving the balance of 6 billion 837 million 238,828 as at the end of September. Again, the industrial levy collected by Federal Inland Revenue is also in its own dedicated account because it wasn't appropriated. And the application of funds, the major areas that these funds were utilized is, number one, the federal government of Nigeria 15% counterpart funding for our projects with China Great Wall Industry Corporation for establishment of transformer manufacturing plant, establishment of high voltage technology testing laboratory, and the production of solar cells in Nigeria. The total project cost, of course, for the China Great Wall is 325 million 860,690 US dollars, and federal government is to provide 15%. Out of this, Naseni within this period has paid so far 10 billion 34 million 383,663 naira, or 23 million 928,063 US dollars, since it's denominated in US currency. So out of the 48 million 15% counterpart funding, we have paid so far 23.9 million US dollars. The balance as at end of the third quarter is 24.9 million US dollars. Among the areas of application of these funds, of course, is the acquisition and domestication of technologies for the laboratory equipment for secondary and tertiary institutions from De Lorenzo, Italy, including training and production of this equipment locally. We also utilize in the aircraft development and some defense-related equipment, part of our collaboration with the defense sector, and development of 3 out of the 12 new institutes that the federal government or Mr. President has approved, and development of 3 out of 24 skill development centers that Mr. President has approved. And of course, completion and equipping Naseni technology complex that Mr. President has commissioned recently. And production of food processing equipment, and provision of laboratory equipment, and of course upgrading Naseni Institute. The commentation and analysis of what was going on in December has not been completed. And let me tell you, even the president has directed that the fourth quarter report should be available within this and next month. Now, this third quarter briefing should have been earlier than this, if not for the tight schedule of Mr. President. So that is that. And from Tony Business Day, talking about collaboration with the state government, I think we are in pace. We are working together with the state government. For example, we attend National Economic Council meetings where we brief the governors of where we are, what we have done. There is a standing committee of Governors Forum working with Naseni. And then state government are presenting issues that is within the mandate of Naseni to attend to it. And I want to tell you that even, as I said, we are only receiving 1% of federal government share of federation account. The National Economic Council has agreed that we should take the full 1%. I will believe from the end of January, we should start that. So we are in pace. We have requests. We have many state government placing orders for things that Naseni is manufacturing. For example, we increase our capacity and deploy and transfer some staff to Taraba because of the request of Taraba state government to meet the demand of the state. We have different requests. In Nasarawa, we have increased capacity on solar homes because apart from what federal government has intervened, Nasarawa state government has requested. Recently, the intervention of federal government on smokeless, efficient cookstop, we have orders from Nasarawa state government in thousands that we need to expand production capacity to meet that. So I can say by and large, particularly recently we made publication asking for expression of interest for Naseni to repair tractors and other heavy-duty equipment guaranteed by NASAL to ensure that this equipment are not litter, wasted or rusted away, but put to use. Intervention in the sense that a fund approved by government to use the money to repair, and whatever it is cost, the state government can refund this money within a period of 5 years, provided it's guaranteed by NASA. Almost every state government have applied and expressed interest. So there is a good working relationship between Naseni and South National. Then out of the 24 skill development centers out of the institutes, which are detailed on those that have been developed, the ones that are near completion and when they will be completed in terms of construction and installation of equipment is Agricultural Equipment and Machinery Development Institute in Owerri, in Mbutu Aboyimbise, near Owerri in Imo State. This has been delayed by some security challenge. However, through the intervention of the state governor, work is taking place at the site in 24 hours. We are looking at, God willing, in March, after the elections, the president will commission that. So also Agricultural Machinery and Equipment Development Institute in Lapia, Nasarawa State, work has reached advanced stage. That one also, God willing, will be due for commissioning. There is a Skill Development Center in Gonto for Kaduna State. In Kaduna State, that one, God willing, will be ready for commissioning in March too. Then the Aeronautics and Air Vehicle Development Institute, where Naseni Aircraft Research and Development and Helicopter Production has been transferred to at the Air Force Institute of Technology in Kaduna. That will also be ready for commissioning. These are the ones that we concentrated in their development. And the next question about 2023 Naseni budget and IGR. The funding of Naseni came from February, actually, 2022. That is when, in fact, visible have started to be felt, even though there are certain things. Yes, we are generating revenue. Our solar manufacturing plant is a limited liability company of government. It's revenue for the government. Other activities like the production of the laboratory equipment for secondary school and tertiary institutions. Just yesterday, we received order from Uganda. They want supply of this laboratory equipment from us. That is revenue source for government. Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire also are patronizing this product. They are revenue source for government. Payment for this goes directly to consolidated revenue account. So that is small of our IGR development activities. The last question is the balance of 15% of China Great Wall Corporation. Now, remember, the report I have given you is what stands at third quarter. And in fourth quarter, sure, there was another payment. We envisage that by the end of second quarter of 2023, we'll have finished paying the 15% counterpart funding. On the defense equipment funding for it, the funding for it is coming from Naseni and is coming from our private partners that are involved in doing this with us, Purpose Industries, and then Nigeria Machine Tools Limited, or Shokbo, and also from the Ministry of Defense itself. I think I have answered all that.
Yes, I hope we are good. Okay.
That's all? Okay. Silverwell, working with any Nigerian university. Our research and development institutes across the nation collaborate with universities in their catchment area as mandatory and specific instruction. Our working with universities generally in Nigeria has reached a level whereby we have period that laboratory technicians and technologists from universities are trained in our facilities on modern equipment that we produce. Our collaboration with universities reached a level where we identify 3 areas that the universities have no technical and appropriate modern laboratory to teach those programs, and we collaborate and we are working with them. The practicals for the students and even specialization and further research with the universities are taking place in our facility. For instance, Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife runs practically oriented master's degree program in advanced materials and nanotechnology. The laboratory at their disposals that the uses for this program is our Center of Excellence in Advanced Material and Nanotechnology that is in Akure, in our Engineering Material Development Institute in Akure. We provide complementary teaching and practical training. In Federal University of Technology, Owerri, we run specialized program in electronics and communication technology products development. Product development in the sense that for one to have master's degree must have a market-ready product, because the training also includes entrepreneurship. The uses our laboratory in OCA, our Electronic Equipment Development Institute, our Engineering Material Design Institute in Inewi. In Bauchi, we run mechatronics development, that is the university run master's degree, using our facilities in mechatronics located at our Advanced Technology Development Institute in Jalingo. In addition, many research and development activities we do, the integrated food processing machine we did is in collaboration, the researchers from universities. Recently, if you remember, Naseni won some research grant from Czech Republic, in which we advertise for researchers, and universities for the first time collaborated with private sector, because a university researcher must identify private sector that will commercialize this product and partner with them, and they jointly send proposal. This proposal were screened by experts, both from Nigeria and Czech Republic, and the winners were announced some weeks past. So this is the level of our working relationship with tertiary institutions, not only universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and other monotechnics. Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you. Oh, People's Daily? You didn't.
Okay.
Oh, no, pilot.
Pilot. Oh, no, your question was, on the transformer, when? Okay, thank you. The transformer, what has delayed the takeoff of this project locally? We have trained adequate manpower. It's actually the coronavirus situation up to now in China. However, the target is to produce 11 kV 415, 33 kV 415, 66 kV, 133 kV, 330 kV from the distribution to power transformers of all sizes, but most importantly, all sizes in the sense that from 50 kVA, 100, 250, 300, 500, up to MBAs to meet the demand. But most importantly, to have Nigerian standard. You know, currently, different versions come into Nigeria from different countries without appropriate standards. And the quantities is in megawatt, and not in 10, 20 transformers. Each one is to give us from 6.5 megawatt up to 10 megawatt, different capacities. So when it will take off, it is being delayed. Even now, the president has directed fast-tracking of that commencement, as he is anxious to see the output of this product, since it impacts on the availability of power, because our power supply will never be stable until we produce some components locally, including transformer. Thank you. On what? On defense equipment, the tangibles are there. You wouldn't know until you liaise with a reporter on the defense, because of the security products in defense sector are already available and are being deployed. But I won't mention what and what. For the crude oil theft, research is going on. Also, you will not know what and what is being deployed for now. Also, because one of the secrets about security is the confidentiality of the method you are using in applying that.
Thank you, thank you. Well, let me